Howdy, folks. Today we're playing Saheeli Anvil in Brothers War Standard. Shout out to Dr. Strange but Bad at Magic for submitting this deck. Let's get into the video. Okay, we're going first, and this looks like a pretty good hand. We have turn to Harvester, and we have the desk to get what we need to later. So, yeah, we'll keep it. If you're a long-time viewer of the channel, you'll recognize that earlier this standard we played a Grixis Saheeli deck, but it wasn't an Anvil deck. It was a Planeswalker deck focused more around cards like Kaido, cards like the big 5-mana Teferi. We also had Sheldred in that deck, so it was really a very different deck. This is a more of a unique take, so I'm pretty excited to see how this deck rolls. Yeah, so unique take to what we had before. So I was thinking about the Mishra's desk. I know there are Grixis Anvil decks, but usually I see Rakdos, so I kind of like the Grixis variety. Hopefully we hit a land here. If we don't hit a land here, we're kind of in a bad spot. We did hit the Otawara. We'll definitely playing that. And we'll go ahead and pass. I think we'll discard this extra Saheeli. I think is the plan next turn. Fable, sure. Because I think everything else is going to be good. We could get rid of the Voltage Surge, too, where the Brotherhoods end. It's a tough call. Because if we draw an untapped land and we don't discard... Well, nah, we're going with the Saheeli. I lied. Yeah, 2 Saheeli's too much. I was thinking that if we kept the blood around, we could have a chance, but we just needed to try to hit a land drop, and wow, we are going through it on the land drops. I guess we're just going to drop this Fable. Probably our best chance of victory. It's a pretty good card, as you guys, I'm sure. Well, see what our opponent has. All of their lands, they've shown us have black in them, so, you know, the Xander's Lounge. Oh, no, that's the first land we've seen that doesn't have black in it. It's also Grixis, so wasn't sure that's what we were playing. I thought we were playing against straight Rakdos. Harvester, okay. So we did draw. We did draw a land, which was really nice. Untapped land too, so we can play Brotherhood End plus a Voltage Surge. It'll cost us 2 life. But I think we'll want to do it. Are we going to have time for the Saheeli is the question. Honestly, I think we like our hand. I think we have to name artifacts here with this. Get our opponent away from this value they're seeing. Get them away from their treasure. See if they blood away something. It's very possible for them to blood away something here. Yep, makes sense. Blood away, land away can. And we'll go ahead and attack with our own Shaman. And we're happy with the block. We were going to spend a removal spell if they didn't block, but they did, so that's good. Now I think we'll want to use this Go for the Throat or this Voltage Surge on the backside of Fable. Can't really let that card live too long. Opponent's all set on mana. I don't think treasures are making a difference in this game anymore, so we're fine with that. I think we'd rather use the Voltage Surge. We want this treasure around too, so we can drop it to Saheeli next turn and tap the back to draw card. Underground River, not bad draw. Do they have a counter spell? They had a make disappear. They could have countered that. So it doesn't look like they have a make disappear. This first desk isn't bad. Gives us something we can cast. I'm gonna go ahead and pass. You gotta imagine they have a way to kill a reflection. So we're fine with that. Hopefully they don't have a way to kill the Saheeli. They do, they're spending a card for it, presumably, unless they have like a tenacious underdog. When it was pretty flooded, we saw them discard a land to the blood, and they just cycled that Xander's Lounge. They played it, they made a land drop every part of the game, and they're attacking us, not the Saheeli. Does that mean they have removal for it? It does, okay. And what's their last card? They have a Fable? Hold it in the hand. Yeah, I think first thing we'll do is we'll crack this desk, see what we get. Bank Buster. Like a little bank busting. Okay. Yeah. They have a counter spell. Could have a make disappear. We would have gotten punished there because we didn't play our land. Yeah, I think we're just going to draw with the Bank Buster and keep the Go for the Throat up. I don't think we really need to kill this Shaman. The life they're gaining isn't that... Sorry, not the life. The treasure they're gaining isn't that impactful. We would like to see an Anvil here eventually, though. Brotherhood's End. Okay, that was not a bad draw. Get rid of these creatures. It's possible I should have drawn with the Bank Buster first. Urtai. Okay. Definitely an interesting draw there. Get to draw, though. Get our own coast down, and we can get our own Fable token. And we also have a removal spell up, which is pretty nice. See if our opponent drew anything they didn't like. They didn't like the lounge, okay. I think we have to kill this Urtai. And I really think we want to get this Bank Buster to a place where we can start blocking, so... We're gonna just tap it this turn. Then that means next turn we can make a 1/1 if we really need to. Tough choices out here, but I think that's what we're meant to do. Take the 4. See if our opponent has anything else. But they could cast anything. I mean, Invoke Despair. Anything they have is definitely live in their deck. There's nothing they can't cast. Blood Coil Serpent would have been really good there. They have a lot of draws. A lot of good draws. Some Transmogrant's Crown. It's not really good here. I don't think we want the Crown or the Ridge. Saheeli's not bad, though. Saheeli might be a next turn thing, though. Just trying to think it out. Yeah, I think I'm going to play the Blood Tithe Harvester. Opponent might have a removal spell here. But I have this Sokunzin to keep us alive. Opponent knows we have action. Because otherwise we would have... Oh, they throw tokens in. Okay. Yeah, they have to know we have action, because otherwise we would have done something. So I can still get the tokens and tokens out if I do this. Anvil was good. Okay. That was good. I do think we kind of have to block here. As good as this Harvester would be. Yeah, I think we're going to just keep our life total as high as possible. So your opponent has post-combat. Even this go for the throat for a Sheldred or something they could have. We might have to use it on the reflection. Yeah, I think we actually do have to use it on the reflection. So I can just copy an Urtai or really anything. Anvil. Let me get rid of this blood. Play a Fable. I don't know if it's going to cost us life. Yeah, it's not worth the one. It's not worth the life. That's a whole extra draw against a Sheldred or something. Okay. Alrighty, managed our life total successfully. Got it done. Anvil came a little late. We were hoping the Anvil was going to come earlier, and we were going to get really anything going there faster, but we'll take it. Did we have fun? I think we had fun. Give him the smiley face for that one. Alrighty, GG's. So I did the deck tech. Okay, and we're back with the deck tech for Saheeli Anvil. Shout out to Dr. Strange but Bad at Magic for submitting this deck. Submitted yesterday's Werewolves deck as well, so that was pretty cool. I don't think I have those decks messed up in my mind. They submitted a deck before. Sorry if I'm remembering it incorrectly, but yeah, I do really like this list. It's basically Red Black Anvil. It's got all the Red Black cards you've come to know and love. Voltage Surge, Go for the Throat, Fable the Mirror Breaker, Blood Tithe Harvester, Oni-Cult Anvil, and Reckoner Bankbuster together all form a really strong core. Mistra's Research Desk is something that's really good in a Anvil deck. As you can, it filters more of your draws. You can find the Anvil earlier, and it's also just happens to be an artifact where if you're really missing an artifact, you're down and out, and you're really missing an artifact, you can use it to attack to the Oni-Cult Anvil. Tyrann's Crown, I think, is the card I'm least skeptical of in this deck. But in Best of One, I feel like there's not a lot of artifact hate going around. If there is, they're probably hoping to kill our Bankbuster as opposed to the Crown. So if you really have it all going, you get the Crown on the Anvil token that you get, and you can really just make hay, which is pretty cool. So I mean, I kind of like it in the deck, but I'm interested to see how it performs to see my final judgment on it. And then yeah, we have Saheeli in this deck as well, which is just really a good synergy piece with Oni-Cult Anvil. If you make a token with the Anvil, you can tap it to draw a card. You can also make 2 1/1 colorless stop artifact creature tokens with flying. Artifact being the key word there, so you can sacrifice those to the Anvil. And also the emblem says artifact creature you control get +1/+1. You can do that on the turn after you player, so you can +1 or to 4 on the turn you player. The next turn you can emblem, and makes your artifact spells cost 1 less, which doesn't really matter that much in this deck, but it gives all the 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature tokens from Anvil +1/+1, which can matter a bunch. And then the mana base, we have the Misers, Otawara, Takanuma, and Tokenzen. Really like those. If you're gonna have a swamp or an island or a mountain in your deck, and you don't really have any basic land synergies, I'm definitely going towards this route. This deck can be a little tough because you can imagine a scenario in which you get Field of Ruined or a Field of Ruin type effect. You run out of basics. It's definitely possible with this deck, but it doesn't happen too often to us, at least in the Best of One queue, and that's just part of the bad beats you'll have to accept if that's happening to you. But yeah, pretty cool Saheeli Anvil deck. Looking forward to playing the rest of the match. Thank you again, Dr. Strange with Bad at Magic, for submitting this deck. Appreciate it. Alrighty, folks, we're back. Opponent's taking 1 mulligan, and we're looking at a hand which is pretty good, so we'll keep. Not exactly sure how we want to lay out our hand here. Obviously, we could go Mistra's Research Desk on turn 1. We could also play the Xander's Lounge and set up our mana more that way. Kind of like that, because I would probably much rather play a Harvester or a Reckoner Bankbuster on turn 2 than to get the Research Desk going. So we're doing that, and I'm going to draw some cards. So it looks like, I was going to say it looks like mono black. They're playing Mistress Foundry, which maybe they just do in mono black. I don't know. Getting in for 4 here, though, for my opponent, I would imagine. Saheeli. Okay, put us off to a good start. We want to play Fable and develop our own board. Get this Bank Buster going. The nice thing about the 3/3 is that you can crew the Bank Buster. I think, yeah, I'm gonna play the Blood Tithe Harvester, so I also have the Voltage Surge up for the 4 damage. I think that's our play. See what our opponent's up to. Cutting down, sure. We'll crew. They want to kill both, they can kill both. Yeah, we're definitely going to target that. We're going to take 4 damage anyway, so might as well kill the creature while we're at it. And if our opponent chooses to draw with the Bank Buster here, that means we've successfully denied some pressure, at least, which is pretty good. They don't. They decide to play the Trespasser. Okay. Yeah, they're getting in on the pressure for us. I think that's a good play by them, honestly. Lots of options. So we're definitely not playing second Bank Buster. I think we need to commit something to the board. The question is, do we want to play the Fable or the Saheeli? For mana efficiency purposes, I kind of want to play the Saheeli. Question is, do I want to go down on the Saheeli or do I want to go up? Electral's pretty low. If I go up on the Saheeli, they just crew the Bank Buster and kill it. So I think I means I have to go down on the Saheeli. That's the plan, I think. Down on the Saheeli versus the Fable, plus getting a Mishra's Desk in play. Neither are great, but this gives us chump blockers at least. Hopefully it buys us time. Opponent is holding priority here. I don't think they have anything to cast. They just are able to crew their Bank Buster and are unaware that they're holding priority. Or they're just not at their computer desk. Yeah, so you saw our opponent hover over the record or Bank Buster. Easy mistake to make. You're just waiting for your opponent to make a decision, especially after we kind of tanked for a little bit to decide what we were wanting to do. So they are drawing, okay. Opponents have lots of things to exile. Attacking Saheeli. Interesting. They're not exiling their own Flesh Gorger. I think we're going to block. Otawara. Okay, then we're going to play this Fable, get the token going. We're going to +1 on this Thopter. Interesting that they let us know they're going to kill that in response.
This plane's beauty is inspiring.
So the question is, do we want to tap the Thopter right now and draw a card, or do we want to let the kill Saheeli, or do we want to hope Saheeli does another turn? I think we're going to tap him out. I'm just planning to draw with the Bank Buster. Opponent gets an easy kill here on the Saheeli with the Mistress Foundry if they want. Oh, okay. Or they just get to bash face with Invoke Despair. Okay. Opponent's coming in. No creatures in our yard, but they've shown that they want to exile things from our yard, so that's what they're going to do, it seems like. Graveyard Glutton putting the work in on us. Another research desk. Gonna exile so we can't hit anything good here. Man. We're gonna exile with the research desk again, so we can't hit a removal spell here for the Graveyard Glutton. We'll take a Blood Tithe Harvester. It's not perfect, but it can turn into the Bankbuster to block with a 4/4. They have another Invoke to spare. This game is over. Basically, hoping our opponent has blanks right now. Yeah, so we can't. So if we wanted to keep the Harvester alive, we could, but not sure. Actually, I think we are gonna keep the Harvester alive. I know we're still gonna take the damage here, but I think we'd rather have the Harvester to crew this Bankbuster next turn. Opponent decides they want to exile a research desk rather than do an extra damage. Oh, okay. We can exile that. Saheeli. Yeah. I think it's worth playing the Saheeli and
Test your metal against my metal. Of course I can improve on
hit at the bottom. Tap this artifact to draw a card, and that was a good draw. Play a Bankbuster to block, and also have this Volted Surge up to kill anything they play. Imagine they're going to slam this big Phyrexian Flesh Gorger. Yep, we're definitely crewing here. See if our opponent plays the Flesh Gorger to crew the Bankbuster or not. Just going to draw a card, okay. And play the Flesh Gorger. Question for us here is, do we want to sacrifice? Do we want to sacrifice this blood to kill one of our opponent's creatures while we have the mana to do so? So our mana's going to be taxed next turn. I think we do. And we don't care about this Xander's Lounge. So we're just going to let that go. Fable. Okay. I'm going to get this research desk going. See what we can hit. Brotherhood's End. That's pretty good. Destroy all each creature with. You deal 3 damage each creature. Kill this Flesh Gorger, and then I think we're gonna make the 1/1s to block any potential thing our opponent has going on. Because they have the Mistress Foundry and whatnot. Yeah, opponent put us in the squeeze. Opponent's thinking about the Brotherhood End. I'm not really sure what they could do. I mean, they could crew. Bankbuster doesn't really do anything though. Oh, it does the damage to Planeswalkers too. Shoot. I did not contemplate that. It's a non-bow between the two of those cards. Okay. Pass the turn. Won't trust any creature here. We're dead. Oh, they didn't draw it. Okay, I think we can be pretty fortunate here to not have been attacked. They aren't caring about the research desk. They are getting in with the Foundry, though. Again, not Saheeli. Saheeli, okay.
I let you down, friend.
We have 2 Fables. And a draw. So I think that means we want to draw first. Because I don't know if there's a scenario where we're... Yeah, we have to draw some... Might have to draw Brothers at Ends here. Because there's not a scenario where we'll be able to crew the Bankbuster. These are both producing 2 power creatures. Let's see what we draw here. That wasn't good. And I'm pretty sure this means we're dead. Opponent just needs to attack with everybody. And we're dead. Good game. So we can block 2 of these 3 creatures. They can have the Transmogrids Crown. If they fire up the Foundry, we're dead though. I was skeptical of having the Foundry in this deck to start with, but it was probably the difference in this game. If we live this turn, we're probably feeling pretty good. If we draw an Anvil or something like that, but we didn't. So GG's. Opponent just got over the mark. They're mulligan to 6 on the play. They did well to get out of that. So well played. GG's. All right, we're going first, and the hand looks pretty good. So we'll keep. Don't think we need to have Voltage Surge up on turn 1. They could play an Evolve Sleeper or something, but that's just the beat sometimes. Get this Bank Buster down. Next turn we'll have Reckoner, Bank Buster, and Voltage Surge up. So they play a Quirion Beast Caller here. We'll be able to. Well, they have a Terra Sunder. They do have a Terra Sunder. That's pretty good. That was our card advantage, so we'll hopefully draw another one here. It's just John done about. Doing John things. Infernal Grasp, sure. River and Pass, yeah. If we had a Saheeli here, something we'd be feeling pretty good, but alas, we don't. So we're going to be in a grinded out game. Opponent played a Shattered Sanctum. Wasn't expecting that on 4 color. And we're going to make some 1/1s though. Let me just do something with our mana. We are drawing all the Voltage Surges. Problem is we don't really want to discard the Voltage Surge to the blood because we need the blood as our main way to utilize the Voltage Surge. See what our opponent has here. If they play a Sheldred or something, we'll... Do you want to kill it with double Voltage Surge or... Yeah, I think we have to use double Voltage Surge here. Hit it with another Voltage Surge. If they have another Sheldred, it's probably game over for us. Saheeli was a solid draw. Make some 1/1s and start really getting after our opponent. Next turn, we start drawing cards with Saheeli. But it knows we just do that for turn since our turn 4 was this Suckens and tokens. Sure, they're taking something from our hands. No big deal. Hand wasn't great. Oh, it's creature, planeswalker only, so they're not even doing that. I think we do need to get some card advantage going here. Let's card that to the bottom. Haunted Ridge, sure. Get busy. We can cycle this Xander's Lounge or also use the Voltage Surge. Opponent's losing 3 life here. So that's why we're fine tapping. If we had 1 more damage, they'd be at 5, but 5 versus 6 here isn't too big of a difference. Okay, burning down the house. It's not good for us. It's a good card for them to have. See what we can hit with this Xander's Lounge cycle. Go for the throat. On the ridge, pass in the turn. Looks like it might be a tough game. They can get our Blood Tithe Harvester here, or their own Sheldred. Makes sense that they get their own Sheldred. See what else they have. I've hit their land drops. They seemingly have land in hand. Titan of Industry. Can't beat that. Okay. Phenomenal draws from our opponent. Dang. That was well played. I think we needed a turn 4 play and maybe we'd have had a chance there. Not sure. Let's see if we can win the next one, though. GG's. Okay, we're going first, and we finally have the Oni-Cult Anvil. Oh my goodness, I feel like we've been struggling to get that card going. Finally, this is what our deck's built around. Let's see if it's good enough. Opponent probably on Spirits. Oh, they're on Wormlet. Okay. If we're going to Brotherhood and some creatures next turn, don't know if that means we want to play the Anvil. So we can get the Bank Buster going, I think. Kind of cloud what we're doing to our opponents. See if they have any artifacts here that are creatures. Doesn't look like they do. They would have played a pre-combat. Ooh. That wasn't bad. But I think we just want to draw a card with the Bank Buster this turn. Might seem a little greedy, maybe it is. But we were hoping to get 2 creatures with this Brotherhood End, and I think we are going to, which is nice. Maybe get some red mana that untaps won't have to pay damage for it. There we go. So once a turn. Yeah, I don't think we want to take the damage. So yeah, we're just gonna get this in while we can. Not ideal since we're not gonna be able to draw with a Bang Buster this turn or have any removal spell up here. If we had a Voltage Surge, it'd be feeling solid. Opponent's got an open turn here though. Jewel Thief. That's a turn we're fine with having. Our opponent having. Yep, this turn, just turning to the Fable and the Bang Buster. Passing turn, drawing some more cards. And letting the Jewel Thief hit us. 3 damage here isn't too terrible. If they open up one of these Mishra's Foundry, we might go for it. Defiler, okay, that's pretty good. Jewel Thief, Vigilance, Trample. Can't do anything about that. Gonna draw with a Bank Buster. Harvester, okay. So we definitely need this go for the throat. Harvester could be really good with a Kiki Jiki in a few turns. I think we maybe outside of where Brotherhood End would be good now. And also maybe the Transmogrant Crown. I'm just skeptical. I kind of want to see how good the card would be, but this turn we would be equipping it and then having to go for the throat up. I just think it could be good this turn. So we'll just do it like this. Yeah, killing this Defiler for sure. Or do we want to draw with a Bank Buster? That's tough. Yeah. I think we're drawing with a Bank Buster. Yeah, maybe we should have been this Transmogrant's Crown. We'll see if it comes to bite us. It's pretty good. Button 2+1/+1 with a Jewel Thief. Trample's pretty good. Our opponent's all about having trample. Ooh, yikes. Okay. Opponent is still all about the trample. Vigilance is pretty good too. Okay, I need to draw a removal spell here. This Vigilance Trampler is going to get us. Okay. Yeah, so we need to try to start gaining life. So we're going to sacrifice the artifact, make the 1/1, and then use the Saheeli to draw. Or we're using the Saheeli to... Yeah. Opponent can fire both creatures. We have enough to block still. Yeah, create our 1/1, gain a life. No, I think we're definitely playing the Saheeli. Question is, do we want to tap this 1/1 or make 1/1s? I think, yeah, I think we're actually, I think we're winning this game if we go long. And just having more power and toughness to block the Jewel Thief is better, I think. Opponent's cluing and drawing a card, okay. Well, I think we will send like everything in front of this Jewel Thief if they send it in, though. They're coming at us, they're coming at Saheeli. If they come at Saheeli, you might let it go. Coming at us, okay. Pass to blocking. Put 3 of these dudes for the Jewel Thief. 4 of these dudes in front of the Jewel Thief. And 1 of the dudes in front of the Simulacrum. Something like this. Okay. Down to 6. These Simulacrums coming from the graveyard are going to be pretty good, though. This is going to be a tight game. Definitely going to use the Harvester on the Simulacrum, though. I think we have to. And now I think we can feel free to scry 1 and tap the blood token. I don't know if Bankbuster is good enough. I think we're fine on cards. I think we're just looking for interaction at this point. It's not great interaction. Sacrifice the tap blood. And I think we need to fake that we have some mana or stuff going with the mana. They play this Simulacrum from the graveyard. We'll be able to block it at least. If they play them both, we'll just double chump. Get those collars and the beast collars pretty good though. Getting those counters there is good. But we'll be able to just chump the Simulacrum. Coming to Saheeli, sure. I didn't love this play from our opponent because now we can just copy the Blood Tithe Harvester and kill the Beast Caller and they use our whole turn for that. I think I would have fired up some Mishra's Foundries if I was our opponent. Yeah, first thing we're doing is copying this Blood Tithe Harvester. Opponent should spend the mana to make one of these Mishra's Foundries a creature so they can put the counters on it. Opponent might just be salty roping the Blood Tithe Harvester though, and the Oni-Cult Anvil and everything we have going on. It's definitely possible. I mean, it can definitely be frustrating to play against the Reflection of Kiki Blood Tithe Harvester combo. I've lost to it many times. It's frustrating a lot of the times. But yeah, I'll pause here and open it up to come back. Yeah, it looks like this Mono Green gamer is just salting off, but doesn't mean we won't finish them off here. Playing another Anvil. Sack of Blood. Just going through the mechanics of the win here. We'll definitely keep a Voltage Surge. Draw it. Get Victorian's Mogren's Crown going. Start attacking. hopefully have lethal next turn. Really close. You know, they're at 12. We have 1 damage here to put them to 11, and then some more put them to 9, and then we definitely have 9 power with the reflection and everybody going on, and we can make -2 with the Saheeli for even more damage. So yeah, definitely have the kill here. Just gonna pause again, see if our opponent ropes out. Okay, well, yeah, our opponent roped out of the game. They're probably played this combo one too many times, so GG's. And we're back with a wrap-up for Saheeli Anvil, and the deck does as suggested. We had a little bit of trouble finding the namesake card of the deck, Oni-Cult Anvil. Not the Saheeli part, found the Saheeli quite a bit. And Saheeli was good. Saheeli wasn't game-breaking, but, you know, created some Thopters and drew a card every turn. You weren't making Thopters as long as Saheeli was live. It's not bad. Brotherhood End was pretty good in several spots. Blood Tithe Harvester is always pretty decent. I'll always like Reckner Bankbuster. Pretty solid, you know, standard Grixis Anvil stuff going on here. Grixis with the addition of the Saheeli. Pretty happy with how it played out. Not a whole much to add in the wrap-up that we sort of didn't already know going into the games. But this is a deck that you could definitely play on the ladder and get some victories with. I would be a little hesitant, I would say, if I were in it's like it's maybe some of the exactly tier 1 matchups, but other than that, I think you're pretty good. The this deck would typically struggle with artifacts. I think go for the throat in it, but a lot low cost artifact decks you can still sweep up with the Brotherhood End, which is pretty nice actually. One thing this deck doesn't do really well is interact with the graveyard. So if your opponent's a graveyard centric strategy, I think you're gonna be a little bit more hard pressed. If they're just recurring, you know, their own Mission Research desks, or they're tenacious underdogs. Our opponent uses Gix command in one of these games to get some of their creatures back. So opponents generally have graveyard dominance in this matchup, which may or may not matter depending on the exact matchup you're in. But this is just something to think about when you're playing this deck. But yeah, huge shout out to Dr. Strange but Bad at Magic for creating this deck. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe so we can get the video out to more people. And that means more people spinning cool decks like this one you just saw. Since you like this video, you might also like our last videos on werewolves, which is submitted by the same deck creator, Dr. Strange but Bad at Magic. So that's on your screen right now on the end card. And until next time, wherever you are, whenever you are, have a magical day.